You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Andy Smith.
And this is Fight Fan Weekly.
Fight Fan Weekly.
Fight Fan Weekly, we come at you with some fight news and yeah.
I'm too cold to think of a second thing.
Yeah, it's really cold in here. To get us started, we're going to talk about Henry Cejudo's flyweight.
Cejudo.
Cejudo. Whatever, I pronounce the J's. I do what I want. He was stripped of his flyweight title, which seems fair.
Yeah.
When was the last time he fought in that weight class?
I think it's been a year, just shy or over a year since he won the title.
Yeah, I think that's a fair timeline to give someone to at least defend their title.
Well, especially since he has the 135-pound title as well, which he plans on defending first.
Yeah.
So you're holding up the entire division. That's just why they didn't like doing the whole double champ thing to begin with, because it's very difficult to keep going up and down. So say a title guy fights twice a year, or a champion fights twice a year. Okay, he's going to fight twice a year. But now that he has two titles, he fights twice a year, but one in each division.
Yeah. I mean, that's not realistic. I know it's exciting to have a guy have two different titles at the same time, but the logistics of it, as nerdy as that sounds, but the logistics of it's not fair to everyone else. So, yeah, it kind of sucks that he has to give up his belt, but at the same time.
Yeah, and now Joseph Benavidez, I believe, is fighting for the vacant flyweight title. Against I forget who he's fighting against, but it got moved up from an interim title shot to an actual vacant title shot,
which is kind of exciting, seeing two guys fight for an empty belt.
Yeah, that's what happened when they first brought it in. Demetrius Johnson fought. He originally fought for the 135-pound title against Dominic Cruz, I believe, and then he fought Ian McCall for the 125-pound title, and I think they actually fought to a draw. The first fight, I believe it was a draw, and then they had to fight again.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish we could go back in time.
Yeah, and then Mighty Mouse was just turned into like this unstoppable beast,
and he still is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Very underappreciated athlete. All right,
not by us, your fans at the Bro Down Podcast. All right, next we're going to be talking about Colby Covington blaming the ref for stealing the fight from the people.
Yeah, this is another move where he's got to do this.
Yeah, we talked about this last week to see if he would keep up his. I don't know if this is truly alter ego, if this is something he really believes, but him at least spouting this out on Twitter and making such a big deal of it is definitely his persona, quote unquote. As far as I can see,
he has to do this though to keep up the whole charade.
Yeah.
He's got to double down. He can't be like, good fight, a lot of respect and this and that. Can't do that.
No.
He said a couple things in there, like he said, fake eye poke, fake nut shot. He definitely eye poked him.
Yeah.
But the fake nut shot, I mean, it might have clipped it, but I could see where he's got a little bit of a gripe there. And then he also got eye poked and didn't get 5 minutes. So
that's what I would have led off with.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this guy got 5 minutes twice. Where's mine?
Yeah.
That would be the real unfair thing that I would see. But outside of that.
Yeah. But again, he is still the best. He is the second best in the division, clearly. This is kind of what, I mean, not to say that you have to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
But like, guys that are in the game should probably pay attention to certain aspects of what he's doing.
So let me ask you then, do you think the way he's gaining fame, the way he is garnering this attention, not necessarily because he's playing the role of a bad guy, but just the general theatrics of it, do you think that takes away from the sport as a whole, or do you think it enhances it and allows more people to appreciate it?
I think that it puts more eyes on the sport. People pay attention because people weren't paying attention to Colby before this.
No, you're right.
So,
which is why he did it.
And take away from the sport how? Like from the integrity of martial arts?
The integrity, I would say, in a certain light, because this is definitely something that's becoming a little bit more WWE-esque. You know what I mean? It's whether or not it's his true persona or if it's just amplified or whatnot. This is not something that he would normally have done, or nor any fighter would normally have done. And we've seen it progress steadily. Normally guys, I mean, they would have gripes with each other. Then it became like public gripes. Then it became like full out like, all right, I hate you, man. We're going to settle this in the ring. And now it's become straight up like, I'm a villain of the sport.
Yeah, this is
like,
one of the reasons why I get the whole comparing to WWE, but I don't understand fully why people cling on to that so much, because it's like in WWE, it's predetermined outcomes. Vince McMahon and whoever decide who's going to win. Yeah, these guys might do the theatrics. He might do this whole show with the MAGA hat and the fucking $2 suit and all this shit. But at the end of the day, they fucking fight.
Yeah.
And it's not predetermined.
That's true.
So you can talk all that shit in a fake arena and be like, oh, I'm the baddest man on the planet. And it's like, you know. But these guys say that, but then they actually have to go out and fight.
Yeah.
So there's that added pressure makes it more interesting and compelling. Like, think about if you wrestled in high school.
Yeah.
Think about it before the wrestling match, you just walked around and started talking mad shit.
It's true.
Before you went out there. It'd make a lot more pressure on you.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because now you got to deliver on it. So there's an entertainment aspect of it, but there's also a realness to that where you said it. Now your performance that's not predetermined has to either back up or not back up what you said. And that's why I don't think it diminishes the sport the way a lot of people think about it. Because I get that martial arts is it should be about respect and all that, but this is fighting. Guys punch each other in the face. That's what it is. It's competition. If having a mental edge over your opponent is competition, which this kind of is, theatrics, but at the end of the day, it's still prize fighting.
Yeah.
The idea of this sport is to make as much money as you can and get the fuck out while you can still remember how much you're counting. You know what I mean? So that's what he's trying to do. And honestly, if you are a fighter like Colby Covington who tried to get up based off only merit, and you're one of the best in the world and you're still not getting eyes on you, it's either you go for broke and try to do some shit like this, or you just don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there's probably, for every Colby Covington, there's probably a couple guys like him that don't do this who are just as good, but nobody knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder how many people out there, I mean, you're right. At this point, arguably speaking, he's probably the second best in the division. And he was almost cut. I wonder how many people out there are Covington level or close to it that weren't able to make the sport because they weren't able to make the sport.
Yeah, it's hard to say because usually performances like that with the unknown guys will get you into the UFC, and wins versus losses is definitely it's a big indicator of how good you are.
Yeah.
But also too, I think that guys like Colby, when they hit their stride and they become popular and they get these open doors that weren't open before, like, oh, I can pay to have my coaches come with me. I can pay to get rehab all day long and go here. That helps an athlete. And some athletes, certain aspects like that are the thing that's holding them back the most. So, yeah, I don't know what your original question was.
If it affected the merit of the sport or something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't think that it hurts it as much as people think that it does. I think that it gets more eyes on the sport, good or bad, but I think at the end of the day, everyone knows that saying shit like that is ridiculous. But like I said, they fight at the end of the day. So you gotta basically cash that check at some point.
Yeah.
You're not just talking shit. Yeah.
Good points. Good points.
Yeah. So I don't know what else is on there.
There is nothing on there, so we are going to be wrapping this up. For you folks at home, do you know all the platforms that we are available on? You may be watching this on YouTube, but we are more than just that. If you go to anchor.fm/brodownpro, you can see all the podcast sites that we are available on, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the other podcasts. Take us with you on your morning commute.
Yeah.
Listen to us at work.
YouTube
as well.
Like and subscribe.
We will see you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh,